Today I will build my most ambitious and expensive watch using parts from Aliexpress, and I will base it off the Seiko NH35 automatic movement. Whenever a new part is shown, you will see the price appear in the screen as well as the current total of the build. I start by removing the stock rotor, and this step is 100% optional. The stock rotor will work just fine. But I wanted to replace it by this beautiful blue rotor that in my opinion will match the second hand, and also because I'm using a clear case back, it will add a lot of interest to the back of the watch. I make sure that the rotor is well installed. As I rotate it, the small cog that you see right here should rotate as well. I'm going with this beautiful white birch dial that has this very interesting wooden texture and very beautiful indices. Here I am trying to figure out which dial feet to remove. After removing the feet, I file them a little bit just to make sure the dial will sit flush on the movement. After giving it a little bit of cleaning, I put the dial on the movement and I make sure that there are no gaps or spaces between the dial and the movement. Before installing the hands, I need to put the watch movement at the midnight position. And to do that, I pull the crown all the way out, I rotate it clockwise, and I stop as soon as I switch to the next day. Now it's time for the most fun part, which is installing the hands. I start by the hour hand and I make sure to align it with the 12 o'clock position. After this step, you need to check to make sure the hand is not scratching the dial and is rotating freely. The minute hand goes next, and again you need to make sure that there is sufficient space between the hour hand and the minute hand so that they do not scratch each other. And last but not least, and definitely the most difficult hand to install, the second hand. Now it's time to remove the stock, stem and crown. I chose this 38mm stainless steel case that I think is gorgeous and is gonna be very well sized for my small wrist. As I said earlier, I went with the clear case back to showcase the movement. This is also the most expensive part of the watch build, but trust me, the quality justifies the price. After removing the case back, I make sure to put the gasket in this grease box. Now I need to screw the crown into the stem that is going to go into the watch. I am measuring to see how much I need to cut for the stem to fit inside the watch. Here, two things are important. One, always cut less than you think you need to. And the second point is to always have spare stems in case you cut too much. Of course, I did not get it the first time. It took me a couple of times to get the perfect fit. I also filed the stem a little bit for it to fit perfectly inside the crown. Right now I'm applying some joint glue so that the crown does not come loose. Make sure to remove any excess because you do not want the glue to go into the case or the movement. I give the case a little bit of cleaning to make sure there is no dirt, dust or hair inside. I put the dial and the movement inside the watch, hopefully for the last time. If you are enjoying this video so far, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. So I put the gasket back on and I screw in the case back using the inflated ball. And now it's time to install the bracelet. I went for this high quality stainless steel bracelet. It has solid end links and it's sized using screws. And there you go. Here's the final result. And in my opinion, this watch turned out beautiful. We can definitely see and feel the build quality of the case, the bracelet. Here are some case specs for you. I believe the 45mm lug-to-lug makes this watch very compact and very small wrist friendly. I really love how that case back turned out with that blue rotor, and I think that I made a good choice. The case finishing is very good. The bracelet is good quality, it is sized using screws, it has a milled clasp and 3 micro adjustment holes. This is how the watch looks on my 6¼ inch wrist. I personally think it's perfectly sized on my wrist even though it has male end links. Thank you so much for staying this long into the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. If you're not sure what to watch next, I'm leaving 2 of my previous builds. I'm sure you will enjoy them.